Alright, hello everyone, it's me back again with another video. What's this on? Yikes. Okay, anyway, so I'm here back again with another video, Dancing with the Stars, season 26, week 3 of semifinals. As you might know, as you might know if you've been watching the videos for this season, I'm not invested in this season at all. It's just I don't feel like I can get invested in it. We're already at the finals. I don't really know about anybody. I don't like the fact that we lost half the cast with one fell swoop. What night? Last night? I don't really like that. I don't like the whole idea of losing how many? 7 couples in 3 weeks. I just think that's ridiculous. Again, as I keep saying, they should not have done this season. It just wasn't going to work, period. So yeah, so this is semifinals, MVP week. I don't think I'm going to really, you know what, hopefully you can hear me, because it's actually kind of hot. But if not, I'll probably have to refilm this. Let me put up this window at least. So anyway, MVP week, we had celebrity guest mentors come through and mentor the couples, and they were Meryl Davis, Nastia Lukin, and Von Miller. They really served no purpose, to be honest. They each also had a bumper. Nastia's was the best. Meryl's is just like, is that literally all you could come up with? And Von's was, it literally looked like they came up with it in 2 minutes behind the scenes, probably because he couldn't make it to anything. As you could see from their mentor package, he ended up like Skyping the couples and talking to them for like 5 minutes. So it really looked like it was a last minute thing for him especially. But anyway, in the mentor thing was for the ballroom battles, but I'll get into that later. So yeah, each couple had their own, or each athlete, star, celebrity, whatever you want to call them, had their own MVP in their life that they wanted to talk about. And it's kind of like what I kind of took it as is akin to the most memorable year, which makes sense. Week 3 is when most memorable year happens. Also in the semifinals, they tend to do those more sentimental packages as well, so it makes sense that they do it like this. Anyway, so up first was Mariah and Alan. They had a quick step. And David Ross, runner-up from season 24, was a guest judge. So all the scores are out of 40. So Mariah Nagasu, her MVP was her mom. They had a quick step. They got a 35, I'm going to say it was. Yeah, it was a 35. It was alright. It wasn't bad. It wasn't amazing. It could have been a lot better, but there was some issues with her posture. When there was a couple of times that it just felt like she lost her posture. And just, she got it right back, but it happened kind of often during the dance. And it happened a little too often for my taste. I think that was really the biggest issue that I had with the dance. So I kind of agreed with the score. I did think that Mariah, her whole thing this week was very cringeworthy. I actually did. It was very cringeworthy. It was strange. The very weak, structured, just very weak attempts at throwing shade. The shade wasn't very. It didn't even feel like it came naturally for her. It just felt like something she just did, I'm not sure why she did it, but it was very just, I don't know why she did it. I don't know what was going on. I don't know, like, if what it was, but it just felt, it was just off, and it just, I was just like, please leave. I just want to see the next couple. So yeah, that was just a side note as to what that was. I really wish, and I wish Aaron hadn't gone into it more, because it just made the whole moment worse, and it was just a mess. Up next was Jenny and Keo. They had a Viennese waltz. As a lot of you may know, if you watched my last video, I don't care for Jenny too much anymore. After that whole thing that she did with the whole changing the song, because she wasn't comfortable with it. I already went into it. If you want to know what my thoughts on it, on the song, watch. If you want to know my thoughts on her thing, watch the video Dancing with the Stars Week 2 review. If you want to know what the song, like how I feel about the song itself and what it means, what I got from the song, Make Me Feel by Janelle Monáe, watch my video on my review on Dirty Computer, her album. So anyway, they did a Viennese waltz. They got a 29. Was it? Yeah, it was a 29. It was alright. It was definitely an improvement from all her other dances. She probably would have done very well in a longer season, but of course, it's a short season, so we don't have that luxury anymore this season. And I probably would have been a little, I don't know, felt a little better about it if I still liked Jenny, but I don't, so it's kind of whatever. I will commend Keo for that choreography. I thought it was a very pretty Viennese waltz, and I thought it definitely played to what she was able to do very well. And yeah, I thought he did a good job of really partnering her this season, because she did seem like she was a little bit much. And not in a bad way, you know, sometimes there's people who are a little much to partner, and she just kind of seemed like one of those people that there's a lot of, like, you know, nerves and other things kind of that came along with her. So yeah, they got a 29, it was whatever. Up next was, who was up next? It wasn't Tanya. Was it? It was, I think it was Chris and Whitney. Yeah, it was Chris and Whitney. They had a foxtrot. This was actually my favorite dance of the night, because it was just fun. They got a 33. Lynn gave them a 7. They got 2 9s, an 8, and then a 7 from Lynn. And that 7 was very, it hurt. It hurt a lot. Because I don't think it deserved a 7. I really enjoyed the dance. I thought he did it very well. I did understand what they were talking about when he was a little stiff at the beginning, but he started to, you know, get into it and really, like, start to feel the dance, and really just felt good with it. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it from start to finish. I thought the choreography was really just so good. Whitney, again, hats off to her. She's been doing just everything right these past few seasons. So great job to her for that choreography. I loved it. It was very reminiscent of, for me, it felt like Bendy's Foxtrot from season 21 that Derek did. And the choreography wasn't the same. They did a similar theme with the hats. But showmanship wise and all that stuff, it felt like Bendy's Foxtrot for me. And I love that Foxtrot, so yeah, I thought they did a good job. It's unfortunate that they got caught up in this triple elimination again. I think I really enjoyed this partnership. They probably were my top 3 partnerships of the season. They were somebody that I wish could have been in the finals. I wish that we could get a full season from them, because I really think that Chris was like somebody who could really blossom into somebody, a great dancer. We just, again, don't have that time, and it sucks, because Chris and Whitney were a definite gem. So yeah, up next was, who was next? It was Tanya and Sasha. They had a rumba. They got a 33. Her MVP was her dad. I forgot to say the others. Jenny's MVP was her husband, and Chris's MVP was his mom. But yeah, Tanya's MVP was her dad. He died, she said 9 years ago. And she just kind of talked about just her relationship with her dad, and how she felt like he was always in her corner and always really fought for her and all that stuff, and really, made her feel like good, because I guess her relationship with her mom wasn't very good. It was very bad from what I could see, and what I could tell, and just what I've heard, which is so unfortunate. But at least she had her father to, give her that love and affection that a child should get from their parents. I thought the dance was pretty good. It was lacking a lot of hip action at the beginning, but then I saw some hip action put in there towards the end. So I appreciated that, because some of the points that I was thinking of docking kind of came back when I saw some of that hip action. I do think it was good. Tanya's a very competent dancer. She knows what she's doing. She knows like how to place her arms and stuff. Again, I wish the season was longer, because she could really turn into somebody really, really great. Because there's just little things that she needs to fix. Because I can see like everything. She has everything to be incredible. It's just little things that time would fix, and we just don't have that time again. But yeah, she was just very good, very lyrical mover. The hip action when she did it was very good. I enjoyed it. I agreed with the score of a 33. I thought that was fair. Yeah. Up next was Adam and Jenna. They had what is going on up here? So much construction in this area. I hate it. Anyway, let me see if I can I go over there? Yes, no, maybe so. There's nothing stopping me. Yeah, okay. Anyway, sorry about that. What was I about to say? Up next was Adam and Jenna. They had a contemporary. I don't like the fact that we're giving people contemporaries this season, but whatever. They got a 39. His MVP was his mom. And I thought it was a very good dance. I thought the choreography was very good. Jenna I still don't care for her much as a dancer. And that's just a me thing. I've never really cared for Jenna as a dancer ever since I saw her in So You Think You Can Dance. But I will give her props that this was a very good dance that she created for Adam. I still didn't care for it as much, and I'm not sure if it's just because I also, just my feelings towards, I don't really like, I don't want to say I dislike him, but some things that Adam has said kind of raises eyebrows for me, and I just don't know how I feel about him yet, so I'm kind of just like, So, But I thought the dance was very good. I guess it would say the best of the season so far. I will say that there was one moment in there that it felt like they got off, not off time, but they weren't in sync, and you could tell it was like right after a turn, after they got out the cage, there was one moment that it was just like, they got out of sync there. So I would have given it a 9 just because I caught that, but otherwise I thought it was good. I do think that the 10s that they did get were well deserved. They made it to the finals. I don't really have much else to say about the dance because it was really good. So yeah, there's not much else to say about it. Last was Josh and Sharna. They also had a contemporary. They got a 36. His MVP was actually all 4 of his brothers. He is one of 5 boys in the family, raised by their mom. I didn't see anything about his dad, but you know. But yeah, so they what they do? Oh, they did a contemporary. I thought it was very, very good. Josh improved a lot from last week to this week. He really worked on his lines. He worked on his arms a lot. You could tell all the effort he put into making his arms good, because that was a big critique, is that he didn't really know what to do with his arms. It was kind of like stopping some of the lines and just not knowing what to do, right? So he finally figured it out, and it was a very beautiful dance. It was very good. He got 4 9s. I thought that was fair. I thought it was very good. I really didn't have any issues with it. I personally would have thrown in a 10, just because, again, I didn't see any issues. The lifts were incredible. Yeah, it was just a very good, very, very good dance from him. That's the individual round. Now the ballroom battles, each couple there's 2 against each other. The couple that won the battle got 2 extra points. And if there was a tie between the judges, America voted, America meaning the Eastern Standard Time and Central Standard Time. Nobody else really could, and I really didn't even know that this was going on. I didn't know where it was happening, what the site was. I guess, was it the ABC site? Was it on Twitter? I don't know. But yeah, the first one we had was Tanya and Sasha versus Jenny and I almost said Gleb. Jenny and Keo. They were doing a cha-cha. Tanya ended up winning that one. I thought Tanya clearly won it. The reason I say that was because for me, it's not as much about technique. When I'm watching stuff like that and I can't just focus on one versus the other, it's more of the feeling that I get when I watch it. And it just felt Jenny was very stiff and wooden, whereas Tanya, while she wasn't perfect, and also was a little bit stiff here and there, hers felt, as it went on, hers got more and more cha-cha like, and she became more loose and more free and had more fun, and so I went with Tanya immediately, because it was just like, oh, well, obviously this is the one that's doing better, because even though you might be doing the technique well, you're stiff, and you're still doing the technique well, but you are also not stiff. That's just me. Tanya ended up getting the 2 points, but America voted for Jenny, which I thought is very strange. That it always is strange to me, the people that America, and by America I mean the general voting public, who they gravitate to, because it's never who I think they're going to gravitate to. I didn't really expect for them to gravitate to Jenny, but after reading up on her, it makes sense. But yeah, there's always that one person that I'm like, that's kind of strange. Or not strange, it's just something that I wasn't expecting. Moving on. Up next was Mariah and Alan versus Adam. Did I say Alan? Yeah. Mariah and Alan versus Adam and Jenna. They had a jive. Oh, and who was it? It was Nastia, who was the mentors for the other one. She came and helped them for a few minutes, whatever. Then you had Meryl for these two. And I guess they both know her because Meryl used to be an ice skater. I think she retired. She was an ice dancer, excuse me, an ice dancer, and won gold in 2014, and also won the show in the season 18. This battle was very close. I personally thought their technique was very evenly matched. I don't think either one was perfect, but each one had problems with their technique that the other didn't have. Um, and I just felt like it was perfect. So for me, it was just, again, the feeling. And I liked watching Mariah more so than I liked watching Adam, but it was like very like just this big of a difference in which one I preferred. Um, Adam ended up getting the point, so it made sense. But and I can't really say anything against that because really either one, I could have seen it going either way. But yeah, that was that one. And finally was Josh versus Chris. They had a salsa. Um, this was another difficult one, but for me, again, I went with the feeling. Vaughn was the mentor for these two, and he kind of ended up Skyping both of them. And he kind of had ties to Josh because they play football and they know each other. They play in the NFL, and then, of course, he was partners with Whitney, so he was very familiar with what Chris was going through with Whitney. I don't know what's going on with my car. Oh my gosh, are you serious? What's going on? Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm dumb, y'all. Anyway, um, somebody went in the freezer and didn't shut it all the way. No, that's not what happened. What's the beeping? Anyway, sorry, light change, but that's because I'm pulling into the garage. So yeah, not up next. Yeah, they had a salsa. This was very close too. It wasn't very clear who won for me. However, I gave the edge to Josh because theirs felt more natural. And for me, with the salsa, it needs to feel more natural and like it's like a more, I don't know, like you're just doing it within the club. And I didn't get that from Chris, and while he did a good job and the lifts were great and stuff, I really liked and enjoyed Sharna and Josh's a lot more. They both went for the take off the shirt route, so yeah. Josh ended up getting the 2 points. There was a weird moment where David said Chris and Whitney, so it was a tie between the two, but what had happened, I don't know, but people were saying it was fishy. I went back and rewatched it, and it did look like he made the mistake. And it wasn't. It looked like What I'm thinking might have happened was he wrote down Josh and Sharna as the winners, um, and that's what he wrote down. But then he went and picked up Chris and Whitney's paddles because what what I'm trying to say is I think he wrote down Josh and Sharna, but he might have been thinking of writing down Chris and Whitney as the winners, which is why he picked up the paddle. So his brain is kind of thinking faster than his hand was. So he's thinking, okay, so Chris and Whitney win, Josh and Sharna get second. So as he's thinking that, he's writing Josh and Sharna, and he's turning that in, and he's picking up the Chris and Whitney thing. So that's why, because I looked at it again, and Carrie Ann, when she saw him hold up Chris and Whitney, she was kind of shocked. And even Lynn looked a little bit shocked, and they both kind of looked at him away, and then they're like, okay. And then even Carrie Ann was like, so you could tell that there was a mistake made. Um, so yeah, I don't think there was anything really fishy happening with that. I just think it was a mistake that David made, which it happens. Um, so yeah, Josh ended up getting the 2 points for that, and the three couples that were gone eliminated were Mariah and Alan, Jenny and Keo, and Chris and Whitney. And that's it. The other three, Tanya and Sasha, his first appearance in the finals. Jenna and Adam, her first appearance in the finals. And Sharna and Josh, she's been in the finals before, but she's never won. Are all in the finals, and I think they have a freestyle and whatever next week. To final, or the winner will be crowned on Monday after the show. So there's going to be a Twitter live vote thing again. So what they do, I don't get to participate in that. I also think it might be at a different time because Idol is 2 hours next week, and it's coming on in place. It's a mess. I hope they never do a season like this ever again because it's been a mess. It's been hard to get into. It's been hard to care about. I don't really care who wins either way. I can see each one of the last three winning, and I wouldn't mind if any of them won. I think all of them deserve it in some form or another. So it really is just going to come down to how they perform on Monday night, and then how everybody voted this week, and how everybody's going to vote in like 5 minutes next week. So yeah, until next time, I'll talk to y'all. Well, next week. Well, this week. I'll talk to y'all soon. Next week for the finale of Dancing with the Stars.